You see, the plight of the Amazonian refugee and the plight of our displaced people, the carnage and genocide that is ongoing in our homeland are intricately linked to some of the things that we've had people do, like the Frundis, and legitimizing Cameroon's endeavor globally. I like the fact you said that now that he's dead and gone, the ADF is dead and gone. According to Saudi Cameroonians, there was really nothing like an SDF party since 2017 when their independence was restored. I'd like us to watch a video of some of Amazonian displaced women expressing their suffering. Right after that, we'll come to have a conclusion as to the lessons that we've learned. We'll take a remark from someone who has been watching us, and that is where a, a stone into this, or I would say, the tombstone of this discussion. It was important for us to have it because we expose what no media house will be exposing. Just watch this, and we will.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Anytime we this video meet up una or meet up you. I don't come out today for do this video because the pain wey I dey feel for my heart, I no fit keep am anymore. My name na Esther. I comot for Cameroon. I dey for Ghana with my pikin and my husband. We be run war, we come for Ghana. We don stay for Ghana 3 years, but nothing to write home about. So I don decide say I no go die in silence again. Na I was say ma come out. I can't beg me to help me. 2 days today, my pikin dem dey na house because of school fees. I no fit afford them. But for Cameroon, my husband be dey na nurse. Me, I be dey work for SDO's office. But we can't Ghana, we no fit get work. We do na farming until they can't add price for petrol and transport fare. We no fit for buy petrol, pay the transport, go farm, water the crops them before we move and go sell them. Because for here you must water crops. If you no water crops, no way, you don't waste your time. So we no fit afford them again, we'll stop. I try for open small shop. I open some small shop, but capital no dey. If I go buy thing for 10,000, put it inside the shop, we go drop 5,000 for house. I dey just beg say wey my video come across, may they help me. May they help me so that I fit add the things there for my shop. Where as I dey say, we chop small. Then they take the rest, go buy the thing that they add them for the. I just want to plead that whosoever come across this my video should help me because I'm tired. I cannot keep the pain inside me anymore.
My name is Violet. I come out Bamenda, precisely Bali, Nyonga. So I run war. I come for this side due to the crisis. Which way really make I come out for that side? That because the gun shooting was too much and I even lost my pikin through the gun shooting. It will be one day. You just say they be the fine man picking them. My husband, you get for run, he leave me and the picking them for us. They don't come one night, they broke house them. We come out, start the run because they be the broke house they move man picking them for us. Yeah, now I come out carry the picking for my back. I lost 3 years old son. His name was Peklin Gabga. I don't come out at Baba the picking for my back. I be pregnant that time. Baba would they run. As would they run, they go. They shoot my picking. They shoot gun. He catch na my picking for my back. Where? My brother there, my sister there. The one pass me for talk am. Because the talk am so will pain. Much pain. Because it will be like something where whenever I remember I dey be off. I sit down for 1 year. I not be able for shooting and swallow am. I dey take na water, I swallow my chop day. Due to that thing, I have high blood. I have to bury my son alone inside the bush because there was nobody to help me. I took leaves and I bury my son with it without somebody helping me. I run. I for year I can born. When I see place where we don't come out, we can be. We'll be there for dry land. We'll be there for place where mosquito no there. But we find difficulties for live, difficulties for chop. My brother them, my sister them, I beg, we not do something because it don't pass we. We don't try for beg. That beg say me, government even see into it whether they fit stop the crisis. We go back for our various home. But we cry, it dey like it no mean nothing for government. They let no mean nothing, go over cry. I dey for years so tears don't dry for my eye because I don't too much cry. I be high blood patient for my own young age due to the crisis because I lost my first son, my first blood. Since when my mommy born me, and my first blood that way, I be drop am for that down. Where crisis don't carry am go with am. So we crying as I beg, we not have we not have we the suffer, we not.
There's nothing to explain, Pastor Tim. Like I said, these are some of the consequences. Peradventure, we would have had some freedom in the 90s, and this is where we are. Go ahead, sir.
Well, since this is almost the conclusion, just give me the opportunity to say something in our last episode. You see, most
Please.
of the people we talked about, many of them are already dead. And so it's good for us to give them, qualify them for what they are. I said in my initial introduction that the founders of the SDF might have had some good intentions, but they handed this thing to the wrong person in the terms of leadership. And I think that was right. I'm not a member of the SDF, but correct me if I'm wrong. I think there was a provision in that their original understanding that whoever is the chairman of the party will not be a presidential election candidate. But as soon as uh, Mr. Frundi got there, he simply, I don't know how he did it, but he abolished that thing. And that's why he found himself as a leader and seized and owned the leadership. So going forward, again, we listened to Goji Dinka say somewhere that he had approached Mr. Nifrundi for them to withdraw their candidates from the National Assembly. That was way back in the 1990s. That was a good idea, but he will not do it. But that's not all. I personally, that has been out there for long. I took steps. I called Madam and suggested to him that people don't even need to do a complete withdrawal from the National Assembly. Make a symbolic stand out of the National Assembly, even for 10 minutes, and say that this Anglophone problem must be addressed. If they don't address it that day, they will close down the assembly. They will not resume without the 25 or how many Anglophones were. They will stop. They didn't do it. But going forward, Mr. Nifrundi had at least an opportunity to redeem himself. When this crisis started, remember what Mr. Wilbur did. He went to Parliament. He was not demonstrating with us. I simply made a statement that if you don't address this issue, war will break out, and you cannot fight Anglophones with the French army put together. What was the reaction of Mr. Nifrundi? They were chasing him to arrest him. That's why he ran away from the country for making a statement in parliament. But Frundi was asked. I said, well, he didn't consult us. Who didn't authorize him to say that? Now that he is dead, he has not repented. He remains an enemy. Let us go back to to uh, to Mr. Muna. Now, Mr. Muna, we have known him as a traitor all his life for our cause. He enjoyed what he had, but give him credit for realizing that he was on the wrong path, at least before he died. What did he do? He was in the delegation that came to to New York in 1995. He was there. Foncha was there. These are the founders. To go to the United Nations and say, look, this thing was wrong. At least give him credit for realizing that he had been on the wrong path. Take Abel Mukong. Abel Mukong was in Fumban in July 1961. And he was one of those people in Fumban who was saying, oh, let us join our brother. He went there on the platform of the OK, which was part of the UPC. He didn't want to hear any conditions. Oh, no, let us join our brothers. And also, not did they join, that he was in trouble. They caught him in 1970, locked him for close to 8 years, passed the referendum, did all that before they even released him. And when he came back, everything had gone. Paul Biya came to power and sent something around he called the Zambo Commission. That was supposed to go around sampling opinion what you should do. Abel Mukong wrote a memo to the Zambo Commission where he said this thing was a very bad idea. Let us do something differently. The Zambo Commission never saw the day of life because he was still going around when he was dismissed. And Abel Mukong again wrote a small book, pamphlet, what to do next, which outlined what he thought should be done. He realized that we were on the wrong path. And finally, he published his book called Prisoner Without a Crime. Read through that book and see what repentance means. See how you make a U-turn. So I put all this to show that these people are dead. Some of them have repented. We can forgive them. But Mr. Nifrundi, because it's a topic for today, never repented. His SDF that he led never repented. Madam was even the vice chair of the National Assembly. He did not as much as even put this thing out there. He did not do it. None of them did it. And a good number of them, if not all, were intellectuals, retired university professors, teachers. So it's not because they did not know. These were greedy individuals who wanted to benefit from us. And again, since we were there with different, I repeat with emphasis, he abandoned us. He chose where to be. We have no reason under any circumstance to force him to be buried where he has no more choice. Dead people don't talk. Let him be buried where he is. Our ARFs on the ground should tell his family, if we are part of your family, we will follow you to Yaoundé and condole with you. Let him remain there as a lesson for the future of tomorrow. I'm back to Mr. Tita's big mission. I will say this. Look at the Bible. In the Bible, when the Israelites were suffering, they were going up and down. There were so many Messiah, false prophets. People didn't know who was the correct one. Even when Christ came, they didn't know. Some of them denied him. Even John the Baptist did not know that Christ was the prophet. That's why he asked, when they locked him up to kill him, he sent a messenger to to Jesus. Go ask him, are you the Messiah? or she expect somebody else. Yes, we have all these difficulties. There are so many people claiming to fight for Amazonia. They are false prophets. This IG that we are is under the leadership of the rightful prophet. Accept him or don't accept him at your own risk. So, as we speak, from the messages that have come from those two ladies, they are just the tip of the iceberg. We cannot solve all their problems, but we can attempt at least to give them bread to eat. We can try at least to give them quinine to drink when their children have headache. And this is only possible if we each draft will keep our widow's mind. There's no justification for me taking 3 square meals and not sacrificing $10 to give a woman child in Ghana to buy moyondo and eat, to give somebody in Nigeria to buy okra beans and eat. So I think those women have made their appeal. If people could cry just watching them, I'm sure many have cried. Even though you might not see the tears flowing down, people have wept. They are weeping. What happened in just 2 days ago is just an indication. Yaoundé has no plans ever to end this battle until they will kill everybody to submission. Let our battle cry be, we shall not give up, as we have been saying, till the last man standing. Better die for what you deserve, better die for what is yours, than go submit yourself into slavery. That is why slaves, when they boarded the ships, they didn't board it as free men, they were chained. They didn't go into slavery voluntarily. So thank you. I hope this message that we have been sending around will sink to all of us.